Hello. Today's message is weird. It's a little cryptic, parts of it, and it's weird. But I learned my lesson from not sharing the information that I got about the UHC shooter, so I'm just gonna share it with you now. And it's shorter than the other messages, but it's big. So here we go. Today it didn't come through automatic writing, it came through pure visions, right? Pure imagery in my head, like I was seeing a movie and parts of movies, and then I would open my eyes barely. It's like I wasn't even really here. It's like I was behind my eyes, if that makes sense, and I was writing on the lines as I was seeing the things play out in my head. So this is what it was. I saw the White House press secretary, the current one right now. I can't remember her name, but I saw her face clearly, and it took me a second to realize who it was because I was very zoomed in on this and I didn't understand who that was. I literally saw like her cheek and I said, can we zoom out? Like, who is this woman with this perfect skin? Like, can we zoom out? And I was like, oh my gosh, I know her. Okay. Beautiful woman, amazing hair. My God, that girl's hair. I can't stop staring at it every time I see her. White House press secretary. She's all smiles right here, all smiles. Then I saw a butterfly kind of off to the side and I said, is that metamorphosis? Like things are changing. And I heard yes. Okay. She is talking to the people over here, right? Oops, the reporter people. And I see, as I'm tapping into her energy, I see her energy. There's no other way to explain this, so I'm so sorry if you don't understand. Human words are hard here. I see her energy look kind of at me, but like side eye, right? Her energy kind of went like this, and she smiles really big, like those big old puffy cheeks. That freaking beauty filter keeps turning on. Ain't nobody touching anything. I'm not trying to look flawless. That looks like AI. I hate the way that thing looks. So she it was her energy. It wasn't her like conscious self didn't do this. It was like her energy could feel that I'm tapping in, and I'm being very gentle when I'm tapping in. I'm not trying to find out things I'm not meant to find out. I'm not trying to find out things that are going to mess up this whole plan that I can already see is going to come into play, right? With Kamala still being in the White House, this whole thing. But I see her energy kind of go, and she's smiling real big and has this big old like adorable puffy cheek, smiling real big, like looking at me like, yeah. Like, yes, same page, girl. You get it. We feel it. And we can finally start telling you guys the things that we've known the whole time. Then I also felt that she was holding some of the info or her thoughts back from the crowd. There are things that she knows that she's excited about, that she's not sharing all the information with the people out here, the press, because it's not time. It's close and she wants to because she's excited, but it's not time. Okay. Then post-conference, right when she leaves, she's led away with Secret Service down the hall right outside the door. And I don't know what this stuff looks like in real life, right? Like I'm looking as if I'm remote viewing. Goes down the hall through some sort of secret door. And I wasn't shown the secret door. It was just like, almost like one of those doors hidden in the wall. It was a secret door into safety. And it was like down a corridor into like a bunker type situation for safety, very temporary. And I saw that Kamala and her whole family is already there. And then I heard that Tim Walz is protected elsewhere with his family. So he's in like some other location outside of the White House in like the same level of protective custody because this announcement was crazy and they're just covering all their safety bases. This is where the news comes out. What this woman is telling the press, that the physical votes show an overwhelming Harris-Walz win. The physical votes, that they counted all of the physical votes enough to show an overwhelming Harris-Walz win, and everybody's freaking out and everybody's going, how do you know this? Did she answer some of the logistics? And the information, the sense that I got was the information that she gave them was enough to make everybody go, oh my God, yes, we're totally confident in this information. Like it makes sense, but it's still shocking, okay? Because they've been quiet up to this point because they're smart about what they're doing, okay? Then I heard the plan is immediately set into motion for transition of power. And I asked when, and I'm not being given dates, which there's a sentence about that later from Spirit, but it feels slightly later than January 20th. And I don't know what that is. Still, Trump is not, I'm not getting a lot of clarity around this, and I think that's okay. Still, Trump is not ever taking the power. But something happens where there's a delay in the transition of power. And I think it's legality things. Like, I really think it's like the legal system. And for the first time ever, we're having to like pause. So I think it's slightly later than the January 20th. But we've been waiting for something to happen and for information to be finalized for us to be able to make a decision either way, like whichever way it could go. And then it went overwhelmingly in the Harris-Walz favor. And I realize how crazy this sounds to somebody who does not understand this, or maybe is watching me for the first time, and that's okay. I can sound crazy to you. I'm not concerned with that, but I just want you to know that I recognize that. Okay. So something slightly late, and still there's no date, and that's okay. I think part of it is free will that we can't know because we don't have an exact date, because free will stuff has to play out, and it depends on how long people take to do things and believe things and take action on things. And anyway, the plan is immediately set into motion for transition of power. And just before this press conference that I was watching, all liable parties are taken into custody. All liable parties meaning everyone that was involved with this false transition of power, right? And everyone that is in this like Trump arena. I don't know how else to say that. That's kind of poor verbiage. Anyone who is connected in an authority way, I think is the best way that I can put it. I saw all of them were taken simultaneously taken into custody. This is worldwide. Not all parties are on U.S. soil at this time, and I saw a couple of people starting to panic. Only a few, like a very small amount, were starting to panic and decided to go on vacation internationally. But they were, the other countries are cooperating. Like, we've been watching where they're going, and we are able to extradite them back. I didn't see the extradition. I just saw the other countries are cooperating, so that can't happen. And then I heard something big is happening on 12/13. Today is 12/11. I don't know what that is. But most people are not going to find out until 12/14, just most people, not all people. And then I heard a conclusion, a revealing that leads to the vision above. But still, things take time, right? So just because we hear the information and stuff comes out doesn't mean that this vision happens the next day or the next week. Do you know what I'm saying? It takes time for crap to happen and for stuff to come to light. I heard dates are not revealed here as to not alter the energy, because it 100% would. And then I heard this phrase, and I have no idea what it means, so we'll find out together. The circle meets the square and cannot get in. I don't know. That'll be a fun one when it comes out. The circle meets the square and cannot get in. So anyway, that's what happens. And you can ask me in the comments all you want about, is this going to happen in January or February or March or what? I don't know. I literally am sharing everything with you that I know. I don't know. And I fell into it. And it was like a block or like an empty space of when I was asking for a date, if that makes sense. That's just not information for us to know right now. And that's okay, because, oh my God, this is huge. And I didn't expect this. Let me know what you think.